Seneca, known as the City of Opportunity in Oconee County, has a rich and diverse history marked by a cast of colorful characters. Seneca's African American population exceeds that of any other town or city in Oconee County. Many South Carolinians referred to Oconee County as the Dark Corner during the first half of the 20th century due to its isolation and seeming lack of education. In spite of the segregated learning conditions present in its schools, Oconee County, particularly Seneca, witnessed a steadfast core of institutions dedicated to the education of African Americans and set an example for the entire state with the creation of the Seneca Institute. From its founding in 1899 to its closing in 1939, the Institute produced successful leaders within the Seneca community in the form of teachers, ministers, and physicians, as well as national figures. J.J. Starks served as the first president of the Institute with the support of the Sunday School and Educational Convention of the Seneca River Association that created the school in response to the need for a higher caliber of education for African Americans. The Institute continued to expand throughout its existence. In 1926, the institution became the Seneca Junior College, with the inclusion of 2 years of college instruction to the curriculum. Today, few of these structures remain. Unfortunately, many have been torn down by hands that have not recognized the importance of this aspect of history. The only building that still stands from the original campus of the Seneca Institute is the log cabin used as the library. But many other cultural landmarks still stand, such as the network of churches that influenced education in Oconee County. Religion remained at the core of instruction of the Institute and all other schools during this time. Though the Seneca Institute was a Christian school, it was non-denominational. A strong core of churches within the community inspired the marriage of religion and education. The New Harmony United Methodist Church, formerly St. James Methodist Church, served as a center for the community. Many members, including Bertha Lee Strickland and her daughter Bertha May Strickland, attended New Harmony their entire lives. Seneca's African American community was a tightly knit group that shared the struggles of segregation, the triumphs of education, and the connection of Christianity. The homes of community members produced these memories and the individuals who made them, such as the future site of the Bertha Lee Cultural Museum. The white and green houses of the future museum, located behind the Lunny House Museum, house various members of the African American community. Dr. Hicks resided in the current location, the Bertha Lee Cultural Museum, before the building was split into the two structures seen today. Dr. Bertha Lyons Roddy, well-known educator and contributor in the Charlotte area school system and member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, was born in the greenhouse in 1930, after the structure was split in two. The Strickland family remains the family most associated with the Bertha Lee Strickland Cultural Museum today. Bertha Strickland worked as a maid for Mrs. Lunny for 47 years. She lived in the backyard of the Lunny home, like many African American maids did in New South cities, so that she could be close at hand for any whim the Lunny family may have.
Prior to the actual restoration of the Bertha Lee Strickland Cultural Museum, we will be doing work with the contents, photographs, written work, furniture. All the paper pieces will be digitized and placed in the archives and the archives office storage for installation at the time of the completion of the project.
The history and culture of Seneca's African American community continues to be preserved today through sites such as the Seneca Institute, Family Life Learning Center, and the future locations of the Bertha Lee Strickland Cultural Museum and Community Playhouse. The staff of the Lunny House Museum will restore the former Strickland home as a house museum and gallery in celebration of Seneca's African American community. The White House will become a restored version of Bertha Strickland's home with a complete restoration of the kitchen. The greenhouse will have 5 rooms of permanent exhibit space with one room to serve as a temporary gallery. The Seneca Institute Family Life Center, erected in 1978, stands on the former location of the Seneca Institute beside the only remaining structure of the original campus, the Log Cabin Library. Today the center serves as a multi-purpose building and community center. Bertha Lyons Roddy plans to reconstruct a playhouse behind the Bertha Lee Strickland Cultural Museum. This feature will open at the same time as the museum. Seneca's African American community represents a spirit of resilience and faith through the continued pursuit of education and the commitment to its historic sites. Explore these stories by visiting the former site of the Seneca Institute and the future site of the Bertha Lee Strickland Cultural Museum, opening in 2014, and by looking through the many photos and documents found on this application.